Hi, I'm Jorge, and welcome back to the Product Vision channel. Let me start with a question. Have you ever wondered what truly makes people gravitate towards some individuals and not others? What is that magic that makes someone memorable, trustworthy, and inspiring? Today, we are talking about personal branding, the art and science of shaping how the world sees you. But here's the twist. It's not about being perfect or following trends. It's about discovering who you are, owning your story, and sharing it with courage and vulnerability. Here's a thought to sit with. What if the thing you're most afraid to show is exactly what the world needs from you? For example, a research by Brené Brown shows that vulnerability, the willingness to be seen, is not a weakness, but the birthplace of creativity, connection, and authenticity. Imagine what could happen if you leaned into that. By the end of this video, you will not only understand what personal branding is, but also how it can become a powerful tool to unlock opportunities and create connections that matters. So whether you're building a business, growing your career, or just figuring out how to stand out in a noisy world, stick with me because this video might be the game changer you didn't know you needed. Personal branding is the process of creating and influencing how people perceive you. It's about aligning your values, skills, and personality to build a consistent image that resonates with your audience. Unlike traditional branding, personal branding focuses on you as the product. Let's clear up a misconception. Personal branding isn't about being fake or selling yourself constantly. It's about authenticity and showing up as your true self. According to studies, 70% of employers screen candidates through social media. So your online presence matters. Let's look at another angle. Did you know that professionals who actively manage their personal brand are 10 times more likely to be seen as leaders in their industry? This shows how personal branding isn't just for influencers. It's for anyone who wants to stand out. Why personal branding is so important. Personal branding sets you apart in a competitive world. It builds trust and authenticity. These are two critical elements in forming lasting relationships. I believe that being authentic and focusing on what you truly care about will not only attract clients, but also create deeper connections with them. Here is a fun fact. 82% of consumers trust a company when its leadership has a visible and authentic personal brand. So your personal brand can even enhance your business reputation. But it's not just about business. A strong personal brand can open doors to opportunities you didn't even know existed. Imagine being approached for a collaboration or speaking projects simply because your personal brand resonates with someone. My take on personal branding, the power of authenticity. To me, personal branding is more than just marketing. It's about self-discovery and authenticity. Authenticity is a psychological cornerstone of building trust and forming meaningful relationships. Psychologists argue that people are naturally drawn to authenticity because it fosters a sense of reliability and emotional safety. Think about this. The trust triangle from Harvard Business Review highlights authenticity, empathy, and logic as the key elements of trust. Without authenticity, even the most well-crafted messaging falls flat. When you are authentic, you are not just sharing what you do, but also who you are and why you do it. This idea ties closely with the work of Brené Brown, who has researched vulnerability and its connection to courage and authenticity. Brené talks about the importance of being in the arena, showing up and letting yourself be seen, even when it feels uncomfortable. She emphasizes that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a strength that deepens human connections and trust. For me, a challenge that I had with authenticity was speaking English as a second language. At first, I felt self-conscious, worried about my accent, grammar mistakes, or being misunderstood. But over time, I realized that my way of speaking was part of what made me unique. Instead of trying to hide it, I started embracing it. And what happened? I began to feel more secure in myself, and therefore I was able to connect with people more deeply despite my fears. Authenticity is about closing the gap between how you want to present yourself to the world and who you truly are. And here is the psychological aspect. Brené Brown's research shows that when we embrace vulnerability, we unlock creativity and innovation. This is because we are not longer held back by the fear of judgment and failure. Instead, we step into a space where we can truly express ourselves. This is what I would do if I wanted to start my personal brand today. 1. Self-assessment. Reflect on what you value and what you want to be known for. Ask yourself, what makes me unique? Something you can do for this is try putting down in a paper 3 qualities that your friends and colleagues constantly praise you for. Number 2, define your niche. Who is your audience? What do they care about? Tools like empathy mapping can help you clarify this. For example, if you are a web designer, your niche might be creating websites for the real estate industry. Number 3, consistency. Develop a visual style and tone of voice that aligns with your brand. To start, choose 2 to 3 colors and fonts and use them consistently across all platforms. Number 4, content creation. Share value-driven content that highlights your experience and story. For example, create a series of posts that address common problems your audience is facing and also offer solutions for these pain points. Number 5, engage and show up. Interact with your audience online and offline. Build trust over time. Try your best to set aside 15 minutes a day to reply comments or messages. I know the fears that come with putting yourself out there. Fear of judgment, failure, or even indifference can hold you back. I've been there. Afraid to start, worried about how I'd be perceived. But here's what I learned. You don't have to be perfect. You don't need to be perfect. You just have to start. Over time, you will find your voice and tribe. Psychologically, this fear stems from our brain's natural inclination to avoid risks and protect us from rejection. However, research shows that when we face these fears and take small steps outside our comfort zone, we begin to rewire our brain's response to vulnerability. And according to Brené Brown, vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. By embracing it, you are not only building trust, but also opening the door to growth and opportunity. Another challenge is consistency. It's easy to get overwhelmed. My tip: start small. Commit to your goal once a week and build from there. Remember, progress is better than perfection, no matter how small your progress is. Let's address a deeper layer. Many of us fear not being good enough. This fear is rooted in what psychologists call shame resilience. Brené Brown's research highlights that people who believe they are worthy of love and belonging are more likely to take risks. How can you build this belief? Practice self-compassion. Speak to yourself as you would to a close friend. Remind yourself that it's okay to make mistakes. They are part of the process. And here is one more insight. Connection thrives on imperfection. Let's say that again. Connection thrives on imperfection. People don't connect with perfection. They connect with realness. Think about the last time you admired someone. Was it because they were flawless or because they showed courage despite their imperfections? Remember, your audience isn't looking for someone perfect. They are looking for someone relatable. Personal branding isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It is about showing up as the best version of yourself and aligning that with your goals. Authenticity allows you to build trust, empathy, and lasting relationships, whether personal or professional. So, start today. Define who you are, what you stand for, and how you want to show up in the world. As Brené Brown would say, step into the arena and let yourself be seen. If this video inspired you, leave a comment and share what you want your personal brand to say about you. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Remember that subscribing is completely free. See you next time.